everyone, and welcome back to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin, and today we're going to continue our journey of the Lord of the Rings saga. You've heard that right, the Lord of the Rings saga. It may have been only a year and a half, almost 2 years since we've played last. January 24th of 2019 to be exact. We must have really gotten lost in the dead marshes with Gollum. We are finally going to make our way to the crossroads. That's going to be right about here is where we're going to be encountering some Harad enemies, and we're going to have to try and sneak past them and then make sure that we can get ourselves up here and then move ourselves through to Mordor and Mount Doom, so to speak. So I know it's been a while. Let's go ahead and take a look at the campaign sheet quick. Here we have our 12 scenarios that we've completed. I believe I have rewritten out our campaign pool correctly. I actually had to re-watch the videos because unfortunately I must have thrown this out or recycled it when I was moving, so I had to recreate our campaign sheet. If something doesn't match, do let me know, but I think we're going to be close. This scenario is called Journey to the Crossroads. So we have our setup here. Each player must choose either add one resource to each of their heroes' pools or shuffle one copy of the Brace of Conies into their deck. Remove each burden with the following burden set icons from the encounter deck in each player's deck. So once again, just like the last scenario, we're not going to have any from the Road to Isengard or Helm's Deep. For our Rangers deck, we're definitely going to go for the additional resource, so all of them will start with 2 resources, and they're going to be the first player, so I'm going to say that our hero includes Frodo Baggins, so Frodo will also start with 2 resources. For our Hobbit deck, though, I think it makes sense. We have the Conies, because come on, you know, Gollum would give them the Conies. So this will be shuffled into our Hobbit's deck. Having finally made it across the dead marshes, the Hobbits, led by Smeagol, finally reached the Black Gate of Mordor. But there was no hope of entering the land of Sauron that way. Evil things and sleepless eyes guarded the entrance to the Black Land, and the hobbits would surely have been discovered if they approached the gate. Still, Frodo was determined to finish the task given to him by the council, and made ready to set out when Smeagol pleaded with him to go a different way, a secret way known only to him. Should we believe him? While Sam was suspicious of Gollum's true motives, Frodo believed that Smeagol would keep his promise to help them. In either case, there was no chance of entering Mordor through the Black Gate, so the hobbits consented to following Smeagol south to the Morgul Vale and the entrance to the secret pass. Their road led them to the land of Ithilien, a wooded country of tree-covered hills and fast-running streams. The wholesome air of the land about them put the hobbits at ease, and they were caught off guard when they were suddenly joined by a company of Gondorian rangers who patrolled these woods. The rangers were on a mission to ambush the men of Harad, who were marching up the road of Mordor to swell the hosts of Sauron. Before they knew it, the hobbits were caught up in the middle of a battle of men, and Gollum was nowhere to be seen. We only have one quest card for this scenario, Ambush the Men of Harad. It states here, add the Black Gate and the Crossroads to the staging area. Shuffle the Men of Harad encounter set and place it face down under the crossroads. Each player, except the first player, searches the encounter deck for a different non-unique location and adds it to the staging area, then shuffle the encounter deck. Here are the 2 location cards that are in the staging area. The Crossroads currently has 9 threat, but it's immune to player card effects, and the Crossroads gets -1 threat for each face-down card under it. Just so happens that the Harad set, the Men of Harad set, is 9 cards, so we're going to start off with actually no additional threat added from the Crossroads. The players cannot travel here unless there are no face-down cards under the Crossroads and at least 20 progress tokens have been placed on stage 1B. So we're going to have to get through all of these Harad enemies, and then we're going to have to progress a total of 20, which we haven't seen yet, but 20 on here before we can travel here and then complete this quest. The non-unique location we're going to start off with is the Hills of Ithilien here. While the Hills of Ithilien is the active location, so it's not right now, but it gains after a player engages a Harad enemy, deal 1 damage to that enemy. So it's a helpful, sort of helpful. Actually, it is helpful. It's a helpful location. Our Black Gate card is where it gets interesting. So at the end of the planning phase, so that's after we've played all of our cards and then we move to the quest phase, we have to place each Harad enemy in the staging area face down under the Black Gate. If there's at least X face-down cards here under the Black Gate, we lose the game. X is 3 more than the number of players. So we're playing as 2 characters plus the 3. We cannot have 5 cards underneath this. This also means we can't simply leave enemies in the staging area because they're actually going to go underneath the black gate. So this is why this is going to be a real interesting scenario. I do want to mention this will be my first try. If I fail, I'll record again and tell you it's my second try. Here we have Stage 1B. It states, at the beginning of the quest phase, reveal the top face-down card from under the crossroads and add it to the staging area. So that's how we're going to get those enemies out. And then the players cannot defeat this stage while the crossroads is in play. When the crossroads is explored, all players win the game. Here, unfortunately, is all of our burdens that we get to play with. So remember, we still have Gandalf's Delay. That means we're going to draw 5 cards at the beginning of the round instead of 6. And, you know, I just love that. Then we have Followed by Night, we have Pursued by the Enemy, we have the Weight of the Ring, and then we have Fear of Discovery. So all of these will get shuffled into the encounter deck. Let's go ahead and start off with our Ranger deck. Now, you might not remember them. It has been a little bit. We're playing with Legolas, Elrohir, and Elladan. So Legolas is a ranged character, and then after he participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, you can place 2 progress on the current quest. But remember, you first place on active locations, just like normal. Elrohir has the ability that while Elladan is in play, Elrohir gets +2 defense. Well, there's Elladan. So let's go ahead and mark that now so we don't forget. So he actually has 3 defense instead of 2, or 1, I should say. After Elrohir is declared as a defender, pay 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. So yeah, totally cool. We just need to get him Sentinel as soon as possible. Elladan is the same way except for about attacking. So we'll place these 2 on him to notate that he has 3 attacks. So 3 defense, 3 attack. And then of course we have Frodo, and you can spend one of his resources to cancel an encounter card and draw a new one, but you have to exhaust the 1 ring. So let's go ahead and draw our 5 cards. And we have Steward of Gondor, the Vassal of the Wing Lord. We have Hands on the Bow, Rivendell Blade, and Heir of Mardil. I like it. I think I'm going to keep that. I'm definitely going to keep that. I almost forgot to mention, the last scenario, we either had to choose placing a card, essentially a burden, into our deck, or have the rest of the scenarios with a +2 threat penalty. Everyone suggested the +2 threat penalty, so that's what we're going to do. So normally, we would have had 29 starting threat. We're going to have 31 because of that. Here we have our other deck, Sam, Merry, and Pippin. Their 3 threats together equal 20, but because of the +2 threat, they're going to have 22 threat. Sam has the ability that after you engage an enemy with a higher engagement cost than your threat, ready Sam, and he gets a +1 of everything until the end of the round. He also still has the Lorien Rope, and he is a skilled healer, so he has +2 hit points. For Merry, Merry has the after an enemy is revealed from the top of the encounter deck, you can exhaust Merry to reduce your threat by that enemy's threat value. And finally, we have Pippin, and that says each enemy in play gets +1 engagement cost for each hobbit you control. So right now it's going to be 3, and then after you engage an enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat, you get to draw a card. And we're each going to start off with 1 resource, since we do have those conies in our deck. So I've drawn my 5 cards. Let's go ahead and look at them. Oh, Frodo's Intuition is great. Song of Kings is good. A Test of Will. Oh, Galadriel's Greeting, and a Warden of Healing. Oh, I mean, the only thing I'm not seeing is I really wanted to see Arwen, but this is not bad. So I think I might actually keep this. I think I'm going to keep this. That Test of Will. And, I mean, the big thing is Frodo's Intuition. That'll be awesome. Although we can't use it this round because we don't have any of those resources. We'll have those resources, though, next round when we have Frodo. We'll start off that round with our resource phase. We've already generated resources, so let's just draw cards. We have the Ancestral Armor for our Ranger deck and Rosy Cotton for our Hobbit deck. We'll move into that planning phase, and I think the first thing that we're going to play, because it's a no-brainer, Steward of Gondor. We're going to spend these 2 resources and then immediately exhaust the Steward of Gondor to go ahead and generate the 2 resources, because that's the most ridiculous card in the game, and I love it. After that, I think let's go ahead and put this Heir of Mardil down. So this states that after the attached hero gains any number of resources from a card effect, you can exhaust this and ready the attached hero. So since I put, and actually, you know, do I want it in the, well, I'm going to put it in the purple because I'm going to get lots of red resources. So I'm actually going to put this on Elrohir. So that's going to cost us 1 resource. And then the nice thing is going forward, depending upon when I use my Steward of Gondor, I can use that as an action during, let's even say, combat. So I can exhaust him, gain the resources, and then exhaust the Heirs of Mardil to ready him. Pretty nice. I also feel like it makes perfect sense to put this Rivendell Blade down, and I'm going to start that on Legolas. So the Rivendell Blade says when the attached character targets an enemy, that enemy gets -2 shield until the end of the phase. Really helps us to hit for additional damage. And last but not least, I do think putting that Vassal of the Windlord down, it's always going to help. 3 attack, yeah, he gets discarded, but, oh wait, no, I'm not going to use his. I'll use Legolas's. Yeah, it's been a while since I played these decks, so I might be, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Sorry about that, but we'll get back into it. For our Hobbit deck, unfortunately, the only things we can really play are the Song of Kings and a Test of Will, and I don't think I'm ready yet to play those, so I think I'm going to keep my 3 resources, I'm going to keep my hand as is, and we're just going to hope that with our questing, we can get through at least the first round. After that, we'll have a few more resources. At the end of the planning phase, what we have to do is grab the topmost card from here and put it into the staging area. And we have a Haradrim Archer. Archery X. X is the number of players in the game, so it's going to have archery of 2. If you recall, archery is after the engagement phase, I believe. Before you actually start doing combat, you have to assign damage to the characters in the game equal to whatever the archery is, and that goes through shields, but it can be spread out however you want it to be. So since there are 2 players in the game, we'll put 2 archery tokens on here to remind us of this. The archer also has a forced effect. After he engages you, assign X damage among the characters you control. That's why that Warden of Healing is going to be so important to get out onto the board. So right now, the total threat in the staging area is 1, plus 1 now, because we only have 8 cards underneath here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I do have this Hands Upon the Bow in my hand, and I was thinking of using it, and I could use it with Legolas, because you can exhaust a character you control with range to immediately declare it as an attacker and resolve its attack. It gets +1, but his attack would only be 4, and this guy's health is 5, so we wouldn't even take him out. So I feel like it's not worth it. We want to do that with an enemy that comes out that we can just one-shot. So I think with that, all we're going to do on this side is quest with Frodo. Do we want to quest with Eladin? I think we're just going to do Frodo for now for 2 willpower. On the Hobbit side, we'll add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. 9 total willpower to 4 threat in the staging area. We'll flip our first encounter card, and we have Peril and Surge, because why not? When revealed, put the topmost enemy from the encounter deck discard pile into play engage with you. Perfect time to draw this. We don't have anything in our discard pile of the encounter deck. We just started. Wow, and that's nice. Normally, I'm not happy about that. Okay, still our first encounter card. While Athelian Woods is the active location, it gains forced. After player engages a Harad enemy, he readies a character he controls. Cool, but to travel there, the first player reveals the top card of the encounter deck. Oof. Okay, and that's going to add 2 threat to the staging area. Our second card will be, when revealed, each Harad enemy gains archery 2 until the end of the round. So that means we're going to have 4 archery from that Haradrim Archer. Our staging area has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total threat compared to our 9 questing. That means we get to place 2 whopping progress on the quest card. Yay! Slow baby steps. Let's go ahead and move to the travel phase, and I think I'm going to have a little bit of fun here. This states, while the Hills of Athelion is the active location, it gains forced after a player engages a Harad enemy, deal 1 damage to that enemy. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and travel here. After we travel, there is a player action phase. We're going to go ahead and spend the 1 resource to do the Hands Upon the Bow. That's going to allow us to deal 4 damage going through his shield to this Harad Archer. So that's 4 damage to him, and then we'll simply kill him off during the engagement phase by engaging him. When we engage him, he will immediately take a point of damage thanks to the active location. Oh, that's awesome, and from how I understand it, the archery will not take effect. Since there's no enemies to fight, we'll go ahead and end the round. We will increase our threats, 23 for the Hobbit deck, 32 for our Ranger deck. We'll ready everyone. We'll have Frodo go ahead and move over to our Hobbit deck, and then we'll generate resources and draw some cards. We have the Foe Hammer for our Ranger deck and a Fast Hitch for our Hobbit deck. Well, we survived that first round pretty well, actually, and now it's time for some fun. Let's go ahead and use our Frodo Intuition. This is an action. Each hero you control gets +1 willpower until the end of the round, and then draw 1 card for each Hobbit hero you control. We control 4 Hobbits, so that means we get to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see, we got a Fireside, we got Sting, we've got Treebeard, and Bill the Pony. Oh, this is awesome. Well, I think it's safe to say Bill the Pony is going to come out very quickly because we can play him for free. Lower the cost by 2 if you control Sam Gamgee. Definitely control Sam, so let's put him out. With what we have here right now, I think it's a good time to go ahead and play Treebeard. We're going to spend 2 of Pippin's resources, and we can do this because this is a colorless card, and 2 of Sam's resources. It's tough, but it's just, I'm going to have so much willpower this round, I feel like we can afford putting Treebeard out. Now, he's going to come out exhausted this round. That's why I feel like, okay, it's worth it this round, and then next round, hopefully, we can actually do something else. So let's put him out. He'll come out exhausted. And actually, I think that's all I'm going to do. I want to keep one of these resources because I do have a test of will. There's some pretty terrible treacheries, and this can save our butts. So I'm going to keep that. I know I have my Fireside Song, but I can play that next round then when I have 3, and I keep 1 remaining. So what I'm going to do this round, normally I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to do it this round. I'm going to use my Steward of Gondor to gain 2 more resources, so I can go ahead and put out my Ancestral Armor right now onto LOTR. This is going to give him +2 armor and +2 hit points. So he'll have a total of 5 armor and 6 health. And that'll be all that we're going to do this round. Now let's draw that top card from the Crossroads. Do I really want to know? I don't know. I guess I have to. We are going to have, oh yeah, an Oliphant. Okay, cannot have attachments or take more than 3 damage a round. After the Oliphant engages you, exhaust each ally you control. And he's a 9/2. Wow, with a 6 attack. That means our staging area is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total threat. We're certainly going to quest out on this side. So we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 to 7, and I don't think we're going to send anybody over on the Ranger side. So let's just go ahead and draw our encounter cards. We'll draw our first card, and we have, when revealed, each player must either return an enemy engaged with them to the staging area or search the encounter deck for a Harad enemy and put it into play engaged with them. This is a great one to cancel. We'll use our Test of Will, spend 1 resource from Mary, and cancel that card. I don't want to see that again. Our second card, oh, it's another Treachery, and we're not going to be able to cancel this one. Okay, this is Peril. So because it's Peril, this is specifically for the Ranger deck. When revealed, either place the lowest attack Harad enemy engaged with you face down under the Black Gate. Well, I don't have any. Or reveal the top face down card from under the Crossroads and put it into play engaged with you. Yeah, that's going to happen. That means we need to grab the top card from here, and we have the Haradrim Archer, and that's going to be engaged with us. And it says, after the Haradrim Archer engages you, assign X damage among the characters you control. So I have to deal 2 damage to characters that I control. So where's that Warden of Healing again? We're going to put 2 damage on Eladin, I guess. Not that I want to. Don't forget, though, after a player engages a Harad enemy, deal 1 damage to that enemy. So it will come in with 1 damage, thank goodness. Now, because we revealed another card out of the Crossroads, this now has a total of 3 threat. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to our 14 willpower. That means we're placing a total of 5 progress, 4 on here, and another 1 on here. Woohoo! Only 17 to go. We'll move to that travel phase. Let's go ahead and travel to the Ithilien Woods. But in order to do that, the first player, which is the Hobbit deck, has to draw the top card of the encounter deck. Yeah, it's still worth it, because we can't keep letting threat build up. So we're going to have the Ithilien Woods. So we're going to have the Ithilien Woods back out. So now we have the fun part. We have our Oliphant here. Do we want to engage it, or do we want to leave it? Because it is a 44 plus 5. It's a 49 engagement. And if I leave it, it goes underneath the Black Gate. Do I really want to do that now? But that would mean I have 2 enemies for my Ranger deck, which is not exactly ready. But you know what? What the heck? We can always do one later. Let's take this Oliphant. So I'm going to have, I've got to have, well, I could have the Hobbit deck engage it. Nope, that's a stupid idea. I'd only have Sam be able to defend. I still haven't found my Elven Male yet for my Ranger deck, so I'm not going to do that. I'll go ahead and leave this out in the staging area. We can maybe deal with this in a future scenario, because that's what we're going to have to do. So let's just leave them out, unfortunately. We'll move to the combat phase, and at the beginning of the combat phase, we need to deal out 2 points of damage due to the archery here. I'm going to go ahead and give both to Treebeard on the other side. He has 5 health, so he can take it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have this archer attack us. We need to grab our shadow card. I'll go ahead and defend with Eller here. So he's defending for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 3 attack. We'll flip this up, and we have defending player raises their threat by 3, because why not? Well, we'll go all the way up to 35 total threat, but his attack of 3 totally hits our shield, so that's great. Then what we're going to do is we're going to attack him, and we've got a 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, that's it. We don't need to use the vassal. 3 plus the 3 here is 6. That would be enough to take him out. Then because we took an enemy out, let's go ahead and use our foe hammer. After hero you control attacks and destroys an enemy, exhaust a weapon. So we'll go ahead and exhaust our, what is this called? Our Rivendell blade, and then we'll be able to draw 3 cards. Sweet. We'll grab these 3 cards, and we have the Golden Belt, a Sneak Attack, and a War Axe. At the end of the round, our Hobbit deck's threat will go up to 24, and our Ranger's threat will go up to 36. We've generated resources, moved Frodo over to our Ranger deck, and then we'll go ahead and draw cards. We've got a Sword Thane, and we have Gandalf. Awesome! For this round, starting with our Ranger deck, the first thing we're going to do is put a Golden Belt onto Legolas. It says attached to a hero, limit 1 per hero. The attached hero can have 1 additional restricted attachment. Yeah, this is a new card from the last set. So that means he can have a total of 3 restricted attachments instead of 2. Why that's so cool is then we're going to put the War Axe on him. We can attach this to a Tactics character, limit 1 per character. It's restricted, so that's our second one. We can have a total of 3. The attached character gets +1 attack for each attachment it has with the restricted keyword. We now have 2 restricted attachments, so he's going to get a +2 to his attack. He is going to be a beast. That cost us 1, so we'll use this 1 resource. On the Hobbit side, I think we need to get our questing up, and I think we've got a way of doing this. First thing is Fireside Song. Attached to a Hobbit hero, limit 1 per hero, the attached hero gets +1 willpower for each song attached to it. So who do I want to do that to? I think let's go ahead and do that to Merry. So we'll spend the 2 resources on Merry, and that means he'll get +1 willpower. So he's questing now for 3. We'll then go ahead and put Sting down, attached to a Hobbit, and you know we have to attach this to Sam. They're going to get +1 of everything, and it says after the attached hero exhausts to defend an attack, discard the top card of the encounter deck and deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to the discarded card's threat. Kind of cool. So we will spend these 2 to do that, and he's going to get a +1 to everything. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Legolas should have the ability to simply just take out one of these Oliphants and ignore this 3 damage limit. But unfortunately, he can't. And so at the end of the planning phase, we have to place this enemy underneath the Black Gate. Remember, if we get 5 underneath here, we lose this scenario. We'll then start the quest phase, because I think I was stating this wrong. Not that it really matters, because the planning and quest are right next to each other. During the planning phase, you check to see if there's any Harad enemies that go underneath the Black Gate. During the quest phase is when you reveal one of these. And we have a Haradrim soldier. After the Haradrim soldier engages you, it makes an immediate attack. I think this is as good a time as any to go ahead and sneak Gandalf in. So at the beginning of that quest phase, we'll spend 1 of Elrohir's 1 resources that he has left, because I didn't use Steward of Gondor yet. We're going to be able to play an ally card from your hand. At the end of this phase, that ally is going to have to go back to our hand. But because we played Gandalf with this, after Gandalf enters play, draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to 1 enemy, or reduce our threat by 5. Yeah. We're going to deal 4 damage to this Haradrim soldier. Take him out right there. This also means we can quest hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quest with Eladin for 2, plus here for 4, plus another 4 here for 8. We'll add 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And I think we're going to leave Treebeard up just in case. I almost forgot to show you, we've got our Athelian Woods and the Crossroads. So we have 2 plus the 4. We have a total of 6 threat in the staging area. 18 to 6. I like it. We'll draw. This one is for the Ranger deck. And we have the Foothills of Edendiath. While it's in the active location, Harad enemies get -1 threat. The first player engages an enemy to travel here. Oh, but it's a 6. Oh, and it's going to add 3, so it's going to go to 9. Then our next one, oh no, pursued by the enemy. Doomed 1 and Surge, so that means we're going to move up to 37 threat for our Ranger deck and 25 for our Hobbit deck. Oh, we need to start reducing our threat for the Hobbit deck. This says each enemy engaged with a player and not in the staging area makes an immediate. Okay, well, at least that doesn't happen because we don't have any. But that's going to surge into another surge. Really? After the Man of Harad engages you, discard one random card from your hand. Oh, and he's adding one threat, so that's going to push us up to 10. And he has archery 1, that's why I'm putting that there. And he surges. So we're going to surge into the Southern Road. That's 4 threat. That's going to put us up 14 to 18. I was hoping for a bunch of questing. We're going to get a total of 4 progress. That's it. While this is the active location, each player may optionally engage an additional enemy. Woohoo! The first player reveals the top face-down card under the crossroads and adds it to the staging area in order to travel there. Great. Well, we made a total of 4 progress. That will get rid of the Athelian Woods, and then we'll place our 4th progress on here. Man, we're not getting that. We need, 16 more progress on here. We've ended the quest phase, so that means Gandalf will go back to our hand. That's good because we only have 1 card, just Gandalf in our hand, that's it. Here are our 3 locations that we can choose from to go to. I'm thinking the Southern Road. The only reason for that is I only have 1 enemy out. It'll make us have 2 enemies out, but we can go ahead and engage both of them because I do have Treebeard ready on the other side for our Hobbit deck. So let's go ahead, and the first player reveals the top face-down card under the crossroads, and also will push us towards the end of the quest, hopefully. So we're going to have another Haradrim Archer out in the staging area, but this is now out as our location. During that engagement phase, we're going to go ahead and have this Haradrim Archer engage the Ranger deck. That does mean I'm going to need to deal 2 damage to someone, and I'm going to do Legolas. I don't like it. He only has 4 health, but I got to do someone. And then for our Hobbit deck, we're definitely going to engage the Man of Harad. Now, because his engagement cost is still higher than our threat, that means Sam Gamgee will ready, and he'll get +1 to everything as well now. So he'll have 3 defense, he'll have 3 attack. Yeah, it's kind of cool, actually. But they're going to have to randomly discard a card from their hand, which isn't awesome, but they've got a bunch of cards. Hopefully it's not... Oh, no, it's Rosie. That's terrible. We'll move to the combat phase. We now need to take Archery 3. So I'm going to put 2 damage on Elra here, and then I'm going to put 1 more damage on Treebeard. And why it's Archery 3 is because of that other enemy that the Hobbits engaged. Then we're going to grab our Shadow cards, 1 here and 1 over for the Hobbit deck. This enemy is going to attack for 3. We're going to exhaust Elra here, and we will flip this. Attacking enemy gets +1. If this attack destroys a character, place the attacking enemy face down underneath the black gate. He's attacking for 4. We have more than enough defense, so we don't have to worry about that. I almost forgot, you guys. We have Pippin here, and we engaged an enemy with a higher engagement cost, so we get to draw a card. So we got a Warden of Healing. Cool. We have 2 of those. We actually need to get them out. We've got some healing that we need to do. So this Man of Harad is going to attack for 3. We're going to exhaust Sam. He has a defense of 3. 1, 2, plus because of Sting. That gives him 3. And we'll flip this. Oh no. If this attack destroys a character, return the attacking enemy to the staging area. Oh, thank goodness that does not happen. So he does not deal any damage. And now, because after the attached hero exhausts to defend an attack, discard the top card of the encounter deck and deal damage equal to its threat value. So let's take the top card, and we're going to deal 2 damage to this guy. Oh, that's so cool. That means with Treebeard here, we'll exhaust him simply to attack for 4. We get 3 damage through. That'll take him out. And then on this side, we have a Legolas attacking for 5 with a -2 shield. He only has 5 health. He will not last. Legolas takes him out, no problem. Something that I almost forgot to do was exhaust our Steward of Gondor here to generate 2 more resources, so we have 3 here. Okay, now let's go ahead and refresh and draw cards. We'll move our threats up, 38 for our Ranger deck and 26 for our Hobbit deck. Then we'll go ahead and draw cards. Oh, we have another Hands upon the Bow and another Frodo's Intuition. That Frodo Intuition's insane in that deck. Moving into the planning phase, why would we not immediately do this? So we're going to give +1 to all of our heroes, and then we're going to draw 4 cards because we have 4 Hobbit heroes. So we get 1, a Burning Brand, 2, the Master of the Forge, finally, 3, the Song of Wisdom, and 4, Heed the Dream. First thing I think we're going to do is we're going to spend Frodo's last resource here and play the Song of Wisdom. But we're going to play the Song of Wisdom onto Eladin. That means he's a green hero, and we can get that Burning Brand on him as soon as possible. Now, I do want to mention, the Burning Brand has been errated or changed. It is now a restriction, and you have to exhaust to do that ability. Still, I think it's good enough that we kept it in these decks. I am going to play with that since that's how the card is supposed to be now. So let's go ahead and put this Song of Wisdom on Eladin. We'll then go ahead and play our Fast Hitch onto Merry. The reason that I'm doing that is because I want to start decreasing our threat. So that way we can have Merry ready when enemies come out and we can exhaust him to reduce some of our threat. I think that would be nice. We're then going to play the Song of Kings. We'll use this resource from Sam to do so, and we're going to put that onto Merry. Merry is then going to gain another willpower because of the Fireside Songs. He's just going to power himself up. I might need to figure out a way to get the Ranger deck resources over to the Hobbit deck at some point, because we have tons of resources over here. Part of my problem is I haven't drawn any of my resourceful cards. So the first thing we're going to do, because at the end of the planning phase there's no enemies out, we're going to, at the beginning of the quest phase, reveal our next enemy, and we have another Oliphant. Okay, this time though, I think we're feeling a little bit more prepared. And this is going to put this at a 6, because I think, yep, we have 3 more enemies underneath here. Our total threat in the staging area is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're going to quest over here for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then we're going to add Eladin over here for 21. Our first card for our Hobbit deck will be, when revealed, each Harad enemy gains archery 2. Well, that makes total sense. The Oliphant, they are definitely shooting out from the Oliphant, so we'll put 2 of those on there. And then let's see. The Ranger's card is the Hills of Emelian. While this is the active location, it gains after players engage a Harad enemy, deal 1 damage to it. We have a total threat in the staging area of 3, 4, 5, plus another 6 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we quested for 21. That means we got 5 progress, which just means we completed the location, the active location, with 5 progress. Yeah, we're going to need to get some more willpower going. Let's go ahead and travel to the Hills of Ithilien. So now, when we engage a Harad enemy, we get to deal 1 damage to it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to engage this Oliphant. Remember, he can only take a total of 3 damage each round, so we're going to have to deal with it for 3 rounds, but I think we can handle it. I should mention it's the Ranger deck that's going to engage him. First things first, we have Archery 2. This is making me think I need to get that Warden of Healing out ASAP. We're going to go ahead and place 1 on Eladin and 1 on Legolas. Oh man, they are 1 health away from dying. I don't know what else to do. We're going to have our Oliphant here attack. It's attacking for 6. We have 5 defense on Elrahir here, so let's go ahead and exhaust him, and then we will see what we get. Either place the attacking enemy face down under the Black Gate after this attack, or it makes an additional attack after this one. I don't want to deal with that. So hold on. First, he's going to give me a 3rd point of damage. Now remember, we have 6 health, so we're doing okay. He attacked for 6. We had 5 shields. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my Steward of Gondor to gain 2 more resources, and by doing that, I can exhaust the Heir of Mardil to go ahead and ready him. Awesome. That means we can simply defend against this attack a 2nd time. Here's our Shadow card. If the attack destroys a character, return the attacking enemy to the staging area. No, he's not going to destroy a character, but he is going to deal a 4th damage. Yeah, I definitely need to heal him up. Now what we can do is attack this guy. So we're attacking for 3 plus, 3, 4, 5, and we're negating his shield. So we're doing the 2 more points of damage to him to make it a total of 3. If we can get that to 9, that would be great. We've generated our resources. Let's go ahead and increase threats. We're at 27 for the Hobbit deck and 39 for our Ranger deck. Yeah, we got to watch that. We're going to draw cards. We've got Elven Mail, and we've got Arwen. Arwen, awesome. And that's more questing, which is good. And Elven Mail is also great. This is when I can say I have way too many resources. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 3 here, plus 1 here, and 1 here. And we're going to go ahead and play Gandalf. Now, after he enters play, let's go ahead and use him to draw 3 cards. I feel like I need more cards over here. So let's go ahead and draw 3 cards. Here are 3 cards. And we have the Rivendell Bow, attached to a Noldor or Sylvan character, or to Aragorn, limit 1 per character. Attached character gains ranged. If the attached character has the printed range keyword, it gains +1 attack. Yeah, we're putting that onto Legolas. That's going to cost us 1 resource. And we'll put that out, and that's going to give him another +1 attack because he already is ranged. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and then spend 2 resources from Eladin and play the Elven Male. Attached to a Noldor or Sylvan character, it is restricted. So that means Elrahir will be fully restricted, but he gains Sentinel and +2 hit points. So now he has 8 hit points. But yeah, remember how I just said I had too many resources? Well, I'm using them up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to play both Errant Riders. So we're going to spend 2 of these resources. So we'll put a 1 there and put out 2 Errant Riders. And then I'm going to go ahead and exhaust both of them to give 2 resources over to our Hobbit deck. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Let me read you what it states. Exhaust the Errant Rider to move 1 resource from the resource pool of a hero you control to another hero's resource pool. Great way to share resources. So I'll change this to a 1, and then we'll give 2 resources, and I'm going to give them both to Pippin, because what I need is a healer out, and this will give us some healing. After all of that, we only have 1 card in hand. So yeah, we drew 3 cards, we played them all. We've got some resources now over here. This is great. First thing we're going to do is put Arwen out. Arwen's going to allow us to give +1 defense and Sentinel. Well, we guess we didn't even need the Elven Male, but give +1 defense and Sentinel when she quests. But the big thing is she's going to give us 2 more beautifully needed willpower. Then let's go ahead and spend 2 of Pippin's resources to put out a Warden of Healing. We can exhaust the Warden of Healing to heal damage on 2 different characters. Then you can spend 2 lore resources to ready him again. I'm not going to do that yet, but I could potentially do that. I'm going to heal 1 on Legolas and 1 on Elrahir, who's our defender. At the end of that preparation phase, we'll go ahead and reveal our next enemy. What do we have? We have, oh yes, our Haradrim soldier. And you know what? Let's go ahead and take him out. We're going to use this. We're going to spend the 1 resource that Legolas has, and he is going to go ahead and attack him and take him out right now. He has a total attack of 3, 4, 5, 6, plus -2 armor, so he only has 1 armor with 4 health. Done. Oh, I love that. But he is exhausted, so that means we can't attack with him this round. Anything that we can do to limit the amount of threat in the staging area will help us with our questing. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the staging area. On the Ranger side, we'll quest for a total of 6. And then for the Hobbits, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 22 with Arwen giving +1 shield to Elrahir. Let's start revealing encounter cards. We'll start with the Ranger deck, and they get a peril. When revealed, either place the lowest attack Harad enemy engaged with you face down under the Black Gate, or reveal the top face down card under the crossroads and put it into play engage with you. We can take that. So it's going to add 1 more threat, actually. We're going to have a total of adding 7 threat now, because we're going to increase that to the crossroads, because we're removing another card from underneath it. But we're going to have this Haradrim soldier, and after this engages us, it makes an immediate attack. He's attacking us for 4 damage. We'll grab a shadow card. We'll exhaust Elrahir, who has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total defense. So 4, and we have discard 1 random card from your hand. Joke's on you, I have no cards in my hand. So he attacks for 4, does nothing. We'll spend 1 resource from here to ready Elrahir. That's our response, and we can do that even though we're in the encounter step, because it's a response to being attacked. We'll now move to our Hobbit deck, and we have Peril. When revealed, either place the lowest threat Harad enemy in the staging area face down under the Black Gate, and we don't have any. And reveal an additional encounter card. Or each enemy in the staging area makes an immediate attack against you. There's no enemies in the staging area, so both of them wouldn't do something, but the drawing an additional encounter card would. So I'm going to play that I have to pick that one. There isn't anything in the staging area to put underneath the Black Gate, but we are just going to have to reveal another encounter card, and we have the Captain of the Harad. After Captain Harad engages you, each Harad enemy gets +1 attack and -10 engagement cost until the end of the round. This is a 38 threat, plus adding 3, 39, 40, 41 threat enemy. In the staging area, we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 threat. We quested for 21, so that means we placed 5 progress on the location and then the quest card. Well, the nice thing is we get to place 1 progress on the quest card for our 5th one, and we do get to progress through the Hills of Ithilien. Now, I forgot about the Hills of Ithilien, so when this Haradrim soldier engaged us, he should have taken 1 point of damage. I'll take that. For traveling this round, let's go ahead and travel to the foothills. This means that the first player has to engage an enemy in the staging area. So that's going to mean our ranger deck will engage the captain of Harad, yet another enemy. But I think that'll be okay. We have 3 enemies engaged with us. We'll go ahead and grab shadow cards. Oh, also these 2 archery should be gone. That was only for that specific round. Let's go ahead and start with a 4 attacker. Let's start with this Haradrim soldier. We'll exhaust Elber here. And then what we'll do is we'll exhaust our Steward of Gondor. So we'll generate 2 more resources. And then because of that, we can exhaust our Heir of Mardil to go ahead and ready him. Okay, so he's defending for 6. The attack is for 4. Discard 1 random card from your hand. We still don't have any cards. That's wonderful. So that doesn't do anything. Let's have the next 4 attack us. So we'll exhaust Elra here. And then we will flip this one, and it's the same thing. Discard 1 random card from our hand. Wow, I'm really glad we don't have any cards. Then we'll spend 1 resource to ready Elra here again. And then we're going to get attacked by the Oliphant for 6, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defense. And we'll flip this. Oh, sweet. The Weight of the Ring. Don't have to worry about that one. No shadow effect. And let's go ahead and spend a resource to ready him again. So we're ready. We can use him to attack because this time we don't have Legolas and we have tons of enemies. So let's see what we can do. Although I'd really like to attack this Oliphant, if I use my Vassal of the Wing Lord, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total attack. 5, 6, 7, 8. That would mean we just defeated this Captain of Harad. Oh, I missed this. After he engages you, each Harad enemy gets +1 attack. So that would have meant the Oliphant would have done a point of damage to us. So I'll place that here on him because, oops, well, yeah, I can place 3 and then 1, which is 4. He should have 4 points of damage. Sorry about that. He attacked for 5. We still had enough shields, but he would have attacked for 7. But yeah, we just took him out. At the end of the round, we are going to have to discard Gandalf, unfortunately. And let's go ahead and draw cards. We're certainly managing our enemies well, but what we're not managing is getting a total of willpower, which I was not ready for. I thought that Hobbit deck would be just fine. I haven't, unfortunately I discarded Rosie. That really hurt. So we're at 40 threat for our Ranger deck and 28 threat for our Hobbit deck. Then let's go ahead and draw cards. We have a Steward of Gondor, which is totally useless for our Ranger deck. And then for our Hobbit deck, we have a Song of Hope. Now that might be good. Before we start the planning phase, I do need to remember we use the Vassal of the Wing Lord. I need to discard him, unfortunately. I'll put him in the discard pile because you can only use him once and he's done. So let's go ahead and start off with our Hobbit deck this round. And I think, well, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to put this Song of Hope onto Mary. That's going to go ahead. Well, let me read this to you. It's attached to a hero, limit 1 per hero. Spend 1 resource from the attached hero's pool to give the attached hero +1 willpower until the end of the phase. Limit 3 times per phase. So we could discard up to 3 resources to power him up for +3, which is kind of cool. But the big thing is it's a song, so it's going to give him +1 willpower anyways because he has the Fireside Song card on him as well. Then I think I'm going to go ahead and play Heed the Dream. This says, choose a player. That player searches the top 5 cards of their deck for a card and adds it to their hand and shuffles their deck. Then the players as a group can spend 3 leadership resources. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's go ahead and see what I get for my 5 cards. So I'll spend 1 green resource to go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total cards. And we have, here we have Rosie, but we also have Frodo's Intuition. And we have Fast Hitch. And we have, wow, look at this. This is loaded. We got Frodo's Intuition is going to give everyone +1 willpower, and we're going to draw 4 cards. It's hard to say no to that. So let's go ahead and put that into our hand with our Heed the Dream. I don't need to pay the kicker then. Instead, what I'll do then is pay for the 2 resources for Frodo's Intuition here, and that's going to give all of my heroes +1 willpower, and we get to draw 4 beautiful cards. We've given the +1 willpower to our 4 heroes. Let's go ahead and draw our cards. There's Rosie! Yes, and a Heed the Dream, and a Song of Wisdom, and another Arwen. Oh, man, the possibilities here are insane. Well, I think the first thing we are definitely going to do is spend 2 resources from Sam. He wants to have his future wife out, Rosie Cotton. Exhaust Rosie Cotton to choose a Hobbit hero and add an attribute, any of her attributes, and add Rosie Cotton's willpower to that attribute until the end of the phase. Limit once per phase. Awesome. So she's 2 willpower, though. I will totally take her for that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Song of Wisdom, and I'm going to go ahead and put that out on Mary. So that's going to spend one of any resource. Let's go ahead and spend one of Pippin's, and then that's going to give another +1 willpower to Mary. That's right, Mary. You're going to power it up here. We have our final enemy coming out during the quest phase. And yes, the Ranger deck isn't going to do anything because all they have is a Steward of Gondor in their hand. And we have another Oliphant. Oh my gosh. And we have a total of 9 threat from the Crossroads. Here is our staging area, but don't forget, because of this, all Harad enemies get -1 threat. So this is only adding 2. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total threat in the staging area. It's questing time. Let's see how much we can quest for. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my gosh. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And we are going to use our Warden to heal. We're going to heal Elrahir, and we're going to heal Legolas again. So that's 1 damage each. 25 to 13. Let's do this. Our first card we have, I've been putting it on top, sorry. This is for our Hobbit deck, Peril. When revealed, either place the lowest attack Harad enemy engaged with you face down under the Black Gate, or reveal the top face down card from under the Crossroads and put it into play engaged with you. So we can't do either one. So I think this is just a miss. I don't think there's anything else that we can do. Yeah, because there are no Harad enemies underneath the Crossroads, and there's none engaged with us. Boom. That means we just have the Ranger deck left, and we have the Hills of Ithilien. While this is the active location, after a player engages a Harad enemy, deal 1 damage to it. Beautiful. Beautiful. That means for our total threat in the staging area, we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 to our 25, that is 10 progress. Woohoo! Unfortunately, the foothills, we need 6 progress, so that only means we placed 4 on here, but that means we're almost halfway through our quest card. With our 2 locations here, let's go ahead and travel to the Hills of Ithilien, just because we don't need to do any sort of revealing additional encounter cards. Well, you can imagine who's going to take this Oliphant. It's definitely going to be the Ranger deck. So the Ranger deck will take this Oliphant for sure. We'll go ahead and place out our 3 shadow cards. Let's start by having the Haradrim Soldier attack. So we will exhaust Elrahir. He's got 6 defense to the 4 attack. We have no shadow effect, so we block that. We'll go ahead and then gain 2 resources, and then exhaust the Heir of Mardil to ready Elrahir, and we have 4 beautiful resources for us. So then let's go ahead and defend against our first Oliphant. It's a 6 to a 6. Beautiful. Nothing here. We'll just spend a resource to ready Elrahir, and then we'll do the same thing here. We'll get attacked by the other Oliphant, and nothing. Oh, and I should mention, with this Oliphant being here and engaging us, I might have missed with the other one. After it engages you, exhaust all the allies you control. Well, we only have 2 errant riders, so it'll exhaust our 2 errant riders, but we're doing this all hero style essentially here. As much as I'd love to keep hitting these Oliphants, I think we might as well with Legolas. We get -2 to the armor, so he only has 1 armor. We're attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6. That would kill him. We'd only do, if we were attacking with him, we'd only be doing 3 points of damage. We didn't even get past his shield. So yeah, let's just use him, take this guy out. It still means we have 2 Oliphants on us, but you know, Legolas can handle 2 Oliphants if anything from the movies have taught us something. We'll go ahead and end our round. We'll have the Hobbit deck increase their threat to 29. Oof. And then our Ranger deck to 41. We've generated resources, moved Frodo. We'll draw cards. There's Gandalf, and there's another song, Song of Travel. For our Ranger deck this round, we'll spend 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to go ahead and play Gandalf. And what we're going to do is we're going to use his ability to draw 3 cards, because, yeah, we do not have enough cards. Oh, now we get Sneak Attack. And we have the Rivendell Blade, and we have a Secret Vigil. Oh, they get -1, and we can reduce our threat. Of course, we can't put attachments on the Oliphants anyways. Oh, that's just mean. Well, I think the first thing we're going to do on our Hobbit side, we've got our Song of Travel. I believe I can put that on to Merry, even though it's not going to do anything to him, but it is going to give him +1 willpower, because, hey, it's a song, so let's do it. So he gets another +1 willpower. That's really what we need. And then we'll go ahead and exhaust our Warden of Healing and heal that final point. Well, actually, we'll do 1 damage from Eladin, and we'll do 1 damage from Elrohir. That means Elrohir will have 2 points of damage, and so will Eladin. And with that, we'll move to the questing phase. There's no enemies to reveal, so we just need to get out of here. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, plus the 6 from the other side, 4 from Gandalf, and 2 from Frodo. So that's 26 to the 11 in the staging area. And you know what? We're going to stretch it. We're going to add 2 here for 27, 28. And we could, let's do it. 2 more here, 29, 30. Then we'll exhaust the Steward of Gondor to get 2 resources on him. I love this. And the Heirs of Mardil will allow him to ready. So he's ready, but now he's going to have to use resources to defend. But that's okay. So we have 30 to 11. And get this, we have a whopping 2 cards left in the encounter deck, so it's going to be what it'll be. We have the Helanath Anun. While this is the active location, skip both the encounter phase and combat phase and ignore the forced effects on stage 1B and the Black Gate. Whoa, after Helanath Anun becomes the active location, return each engaged enemy to the staging area. Interesting. Okay, that's only adding 1 threat. And then our second one, we have the Foothills. Okay, that's adding 3 threat, and we know what that is. Our total threat we have is 3, 4, plus 9 is 13, plus 2 is 15. 15 to 30, that means we placed 15 progress. If we think about this, 15 minus the 4 is 11. 11 is exactly what we need on here to get 20 progress. You can't get better than that. And with having our total of 20 progress on here, we now can travel here. So we're going to travel to the crossroads. All we need to do next round is get 9 progress, and we win the game. And what's beautiful about that, we have no encounter cards. That means I don't need to put any shadow cards out because you don't shuffle until the encounter phase. So we just get attacked by 6 twice. We'll use 1 resource so we can ready him the first time. He'll be exhausted for the second attack, and then we'll just use Legolas to do another 3 points of damage to this Oliphant. It's not going to kill it. It's just going to sit there looking at us menacingly. We'll end that round by increasing threats. The Ranger deck will go to 42, and then the Hobbit deck will go to 30. We've generated resources. Frodo is over with the Hobbit deck. We'll draw cards. We've got the Golden Belt, and we have a Test of Will. Great. Oh, and I need to mention, Gandalf will be discarded, unfortunately. At this point, I am not going to play any cards. I want to quest for a ton and just finish this up, hopefully. So what I'm going to do on the Hobbit side is I'm going to spend all 3 resources from Merry, that Merry has, to give him +3 due to the Song of Hope during this questing phase. 3 plus the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then we have 20, 21 for Frodo, 22, 23 for Rosie, 24 for the Warden of Healing, 25, 26 for Arwen, and then I am going to send Eladin for 2 more to make it 28. 28 to 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll take that. Let's draw our 2 encounter cards. We'll start with our Hobbit deck, and we have a Harad Soldier that's adding 2 threat. That's totally fine. And a Haradrim Archer. Now, yeah, I believe that when these were defeated, I put them in the regular discard pile, so they would be in this deck now. We added a total of 4 more threat to the 6 that we had. That's 10. 10 to our 28. That's 18 progress. We only needed 9. We just won the game. We just completed the crossroads. Our resolution, each player who chose to shuffle a copy of the Brace of Conies into their deck during setup has earned the boon. Yes, that means our Hobbit deck gets that. Add each earned copy to the campaign pool. Record the name and quantity of each enemy underneath the Black Gate. Yeah, so we have 1 Oliphant there. Bummer. Well, there you have it. That was Quest 11. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I'm quite impressed with the Ranger deck I have over here with just 3 heroes. I almost want to make it the one of the decks where you don't have any allies in it. I just don't know if I can make it work. But yeah, it it single-handedly took out, I think, every single enemy, no problem, and defended for it too. So that was a lot of fun. And then our Hobbit deck was a little bit slow this time. Not being able to find that sword thane to get Rosie going was brutal, and I didn't get any of my resourcefuls, so we were really limited on our resources. Regardless, though, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in Shelob's Lair. That will be our next quest.